And then I did a whole heap of MrBeast videos because I was feeling ultra inspired. So I didn't get to watch MrBeast's video that he released 5 hours ago from earlier today, but I will in the future. I had many good ideas, but ultimately it will come down to my personality. Like, I think the sort of original ideas, the likes of MrBeast did, but it's so hard to comparatively know if my videos are the same as him. I just don't feel I have that same personality. I might be wrong. I might have the personality and might make it, but at the same time, ultimately, the videos I made today and yesterday, about 10 in total, what people think of them, whether they're entertained or not, is the ultimate question that has to be answered. If they're not entertained, I'm never going to really succeed as a YouTuber, because if that doesn't entertain people and that is genuine me thinking I'm funny, if that isn't funny and isn't entertaining, then it's over. But if it is, then there's the definite chance that I could become like MrBeast. That's ultimately it, because I look at them, I think, this kind of a bit like MrBeast. It's a bit funny, a bit humorous. Other people might think so, other people might think not. And depending on their answer to that will determine whether it works. Because he just works. Like, his content was just like what he did was suited him perfectly. Like, no matter what he did, he just did all these different random things. Since his whole channel was based on that, he was just all of them would be hilarious, and he was so good at it. But it's like, is my personality good at it? Like, I look at it and think, I think it is, but then at the same time, the lack of response to it, and the lack of, this is incredible, is like, well, maybe not. Maybe I'm not good at it. And it's hard to tell, because if people genuinely do find me entertaining, then I could become the next MrBeast. Like, I very much doubt I'll ever pass him, ever. But he's like he's 1 in a billion. He is just ultimately the most unique in terms of ideas. Just like, you look at his tweet feed, just massive idea after idea after idea after idea of all these just random original ideas that are incredible. It's like, I never had those. I can think of ideas, but not as good as he could, and I don't think I'll ever be able to. So it's like, wanting to be MrBeast in 2 different ways. I want to be like, almost in 3 different ways, actually. I want to be like his old the commentary MrBeast, which I just found really interesting and really inspiring and encouraging, just all those random videos. Then there's the do the stupid challenges for like 12 hours MrBeast, and then there's the MrBeast that he is now. And it's like, can I become that? It's like, I don't know. I want to start with a commentary MrBeast, and ultimately I feel like that will be the question. So if people don't like the commentary beast, there's not really any point in me trying to be like current MrBeast, because like, if they don't like me just generally talking about random stuff, then even if I do real cool stuff, it will never have the same appeal, never anywhere close to the actual MrBeast. Now this is in conjunction with yesterday's video, just sort of an extension, but I sort of had a few more thoughts on the whole issue. Now, to me, MrBeast is 1 in a billion. He is just unbelievably unique with his ideas, his thoughts, his video ideas, and everything he does. Like, literally, just the challenges, the constant tweets and that. Like, I'll never be to that level. I never think of that many awesome, cool things. Just how he does it. He just has it on par. And the connection with the other group members. He's just got this beautiful team. They connect and blend, and don't know what the word is that I'm looking for. They go so well together. It's absolutely amazing. So I just wanted to point that out. And in regard to like whether ultimately whether I'm interesting, I can't tell or not. I just like do me, and either that's interesting or it's not interesting. So that was one of the points I wanted to make. Another thing is actually I've had his in the cupboard. I've had it for quite a while. His actual thing, like one of his shirts for like over a month now, and it's like, why didn't I wear it during the MrBeast Inspired videos? I didn't think of that. But anyway, I have his shirt, and that's very, very awesome to have. Now, yesterday I was with a group of people, and I'm telling them about my trip to Finland, and then eventually we got onto the subject of my YouTube channel. Now, I'm normally a very private person. I never tell anyone anything. Almost no one even knows that I do YouTube. That like my family knows and that, but basically no one else. Anyway, I told this group, and it was because I wasn't going to tell them, but I go to the regular weekly group thing with them. This small group of about maybe 20 people. That's kind of big. Anyway, I was with them, and my nana had said, now before you go to Finland, you should tell them, to be polite, that you're going to go. Anyway, I was thinking, do I want to tell them or not? No one does it. They're a lovely group of people, very friendly, ultra friendly. I just don't normally tell people any of this kind of stuff. Anyway, so it was almost the end. We'd been doing some stuff, and then right near the end, it was like we're about to go, and then out of the blue, the main guy who does it, he was just like, just points to someone, and then he's like, so what are you looking forward to this week? And then they're saying, oh, the end of the week. Then they point to someone else and like, what are you looking forward to that week? And they're just like, yeah, and anyway, they're doing around, and then I was with the last people, and they're like, what are you looking forward to next week? And I'm like, well, I'm going to be going to Finland. And they're just like, what? Whoa! And they're like in disarray. They're just their shock, their excitement, their celebration of the fact that I was going. It was a beautiful experience. I'd never like seen so much like excitement. I guess like it was like one of them compared to which I ended up checking. There's this movie called The Notting Hill with what's her name, Julia Roberts in it, and the scene where she was this guy was talking to her, and then he suddenly realized that she was like really famous in that. I didn't think it was a fair comparison. I watched a clip afterwards. I was like, no, but I could see his kind of point in the fact that he. From not even realizing I was like doing any YouTube or any Finland trip to then suddenly hearing that me, this young person, is going to Finland. It's like, whoa! And so they're looking through the views and they're just like it was funny because they're like on a video that says 1,000, like, whoa, 1,000 views. They're like, if it's in New Zealand, if it gets more than 500, it's considered viral. It's like, and then just like 10,000 views. Oh my goodness! And then like 200,000 views. They just couldn't believe it. And to me, it's just like. Whoa, yeah, is that actually impressive? Like, it's so easy to get numb to it and just think, like, there's a point where I was releasing a video and they'd get 1,000 every day, and it's just like, this is cool, but I didn't sort of think of it. It's very, very hard. I find it very, very difficult, and it feels really bad, but when I see, like, views or subscribers, I just think of numbers. I don't think, oh, look at all those amazing people subscribe to me. Yeah, I know that. Hence, with a comment, it's like, well, obviously, it's a real person commenting, so I will give them a real response. With just views, it's just like hard to, it's just sort of like this magical number. Like, I just do this thing, and then the number increases on this video, and then I do this thing, and the number, and so it's sort of like, it's hard to sort of, but like, it was very nice. It was very encouraging to see how excited they were for me, and how, like, happy they were, and then I thought, well, actually, maybe like this YouTube thing, maybe it is, actually got some significance, because like they think it's impressive. Like, definitely the Finland trip, that is incredibly awesome. But it was like just one of the most awesome things I'd ever seen. Just seeing them all react to it. Like, first I'd hit them with like there's some of the details, like I'm going to Finland, and they were like, oh, that's awesome. They were like, and it's gonna be business class. And they're like, what? And they were like, and it's gonna be expenses paid, and they're like, oh! It was just really, really funny. It was just awesome, and so it's sort of like, this is something actually really cool. It's like, it feels like 20k subs is like, meh, not many. I haven't done that well, but actually in reality, it is kind of impressive. It doesn't feel that impressive because you look at them that have millions of subscribers and you're like, wow, look at them. Like, as in like, I'm just doing useless and they're doing amazing. But yeah, anyway, it just showed that actually. To some people, like 20k is impressive, and it's I'm very like it's awesome, and it was very awesome, and so it's a very nice experience. And then I thought, like, I sort of, because there's this point where I'm like, maybe I just want to do like set up all these streams to stream 24/7, like these number streams, because maybe that was my thinking, like about like a week or so ago. I'm like, I just don't have it to be a YouTuber. I just don't have it to be a YouTuber anymore, and I was sort of about to kind of give up on YouTube, but not give up on YouTube, as in I'd still be doing like the. Like, not necessarily completely or just instantly there's no videos. Like, I'd sort of just do less and less videos, just sort of, I'd always do the updates and cover them and all that, but it's just sort of much less than what I was doing. Because I'm like, obviously, people aren't interested in me as a YouTuber because I just, like, my views have way declined. I'm not really that interesting. That was the feel I got. But then after watching and becoming inspired by MrBeast videos, like, well, actually, he just made it seem like the most awesome, most epic thing in the entire world. It's like, actually, I do enjoy it. And seeing his, like, because he was able to recreate that feeling I experienced when I first started doing YouTube, like the excitement of, oh, we have 100 subscribers, and he would so do that so perfectly. Like, he had that same, whoa, we have 100 subscribers, like through his whole YouTube career. I sort of had it to like 1,000, and then I sort of less so. But yeah, he sort of just showed how excited he can be and how awesome that is. And so that's inspired me, and it's like, well, actually, I do love being a YouTuber. I would love to be a YouTuber. Let's just keep trying some YouTube, see how that goes, and ultimately then it will come back to the question of, like, is my personality interesting and entertaining enough to maintain an audience or not? Like, he just did it. He was just brilliant from the start. I've certainly improved a lot from the start. But yeah, that's where I'll leave it. That's where I'll leave it. Just some thoughts. So yesterday's one was recorded exactly 2 years. So yesterday's one was the 19th of May 2000 and 19, and so that will be released the 19th of May 2021. And then this one I've created at the 20th, the next morning, because I got to bed at like 2 a.m. last night. It was a very late night after the excitement of telling everyone about that. So anyway, I hope you have an awesome day. That's all I had to say. And remember, well, get it here. Remember, MrBeast is very, very awesome. Okay, I know that was going to be the end of the video, but a couple more things. Number one, okay, now when I say it like that, I always forget them. Okay, two more things. What were they? The first thing was... Okay, I thought... Okay, that was going to be the end, but I did think of a few more things that I wanted to say. So one of them is... To me, when I look at MrBeast and I saw his old commentary videos, years old videos that, like, haven't really got... I don't know, they're not, like, ultra relevant now in terms of, like, it's just sort of random stuff. But to me, I look back and think, that was, like, MrBeast kind of in his prime, in the sense that he's in his prime now, but that was, like, to me, it was, like, almost equally his prime. Like, it wasn't, the videos weren't as perfect as the ones he does now, as entertaining, like, as in... No, I don't want to use it, because I am literally as entertained watching his old 4 or 5 minute videos, these random videos that he does, and it's just like, that to me just seals the deal. That just shows how it's just his personality that makes him win. You know, that's part of the magic of him doing these videos, you know, these video, like, wait, I've got so many thoughts right now, I just want to take it slowly. So, yeah, but the part of the magic is, you know, it's not just about an idea, it's about, you know, this interaction, this amazing... communicate this bot, I don't know, I forget the right word to use, but this connection between all of his awesome friends and how he does the video. But yeah, my point was, you could tell from early, you could just see, this guy here absolutely loves YouTube, this guy's absolutely passionate. It was so blatantly obvious when watching those videos. It's like, this dude is like made to, like, he's just so good for YouTube videos, so good, and I could tell that right from those videos, and I found those so entertaining, and I just look and think, mate, he used like nothing, like it did not require much to make those videos. They were just random ideas that turned out to be brilliant pieces of like video material that I happily watched years later. It's like, it wasn't just like, it didn't have to be relevant, didn't have to spend lots of money or heaps of time editing. It was the idea mixed with the personality. And that's ultimately where, that's what I think was just so brilliant about him, among many other things. But I look at me and I'm like, ultimately, what, in terms of whether I succeed as a YouTuber, I'm going to have to answer these two, like, the questions are going to be basically, am I entertaining when I do not do stuff that I specifically know lots about, such as Hay Day Battlelands? Like, I can do Hay Day Battlelands, and thus people watch it because I know a reasonable amount about it and a decent at it, and so I can teach them stuff. The question is, when I stray to new things, to just random ideas, to new types of videos, will there still be the interest in me and my personality doing those other videos? And I think that's really going to be the question after this. You know, MrBeast could move into any direction way back from the commentaries, and people would still love him. He just had that thing about him that was awesome. He wasn't like specific or completely 100% loyal to like one specific game or brand or genre of video. He just had this brilliant like maneuverability between the content he could do, and he just had the ideas and he had the personality, and those two combined just created the brilliant, like, 1 in a million MrBeast. Just, it was absolutely brilliant. So really, that's what's going to come down to. And ultimately, whether I'm going to release these videos, I was thinking about it just earlier today. I'm like, well, I could just, you know, like, release them all in 2 years, but I'm like, if I get to 2 years and I've failed, I probably... Well, I won't release these. I will just, like, delist them. I've set them for 2 years, and if I succeed, they'll be released. If I don't, I'll be like... But I don't know, that goes into another point in regards to, like, whether something was a good decision is not exclusively determined by the outcome. It's like, for example, with this situation, it's brilliant. It's like, is it a good decision for me to spend the next 2 years doing YouTube? And, you know, one could argue, like, one could say, you know, like, you know, yeah or nah, no matter what, ultimately, I don't know if it will work or not. In 2 years, I'll know. And either it's going to have been an amazing decision that worked really well, or it's going to be a terrible decision and it didn't work well, and I just spent 2 years doing videos and no one was really interested because I wasn't entertaining enough. And so, but the thing is, whether, in regards to, as of right now, that's a good decision, will not be determined by the outcome of the result. Like, as in... you can't just retrospect and then just say, okay, actually that was the better decision. It's like, as of now, I have to make the decision. I can't look back in 2 years and think, man, that was a good decision or a bad decision. Like, I can do that, but as of now, I have to make a decision, and which, you know, it could well end up terrible and, like, no one's interested, and I don't have the personality and brilliance in regards to ideas, but it also might end up conversely, where it actually goes really well. I'll have to wait and see, but yeah, I wouldn't want to release these in 2 years if it didn't succeed. It would just be like this failed story, and it would just be like this, like, terrible embarrassment to release these. So, and that means that right now that I'm doing it, I could just be talking to myself, and no one will ever watch this, or there could be like 100,000 people that watch this. Oh, there's a lot of people that are watching it. Okay, but yeah. Anyway, that's like, yeah, that's where I'm at. And another one I wanted to then move on to was, it's gonna come to me. It's gonna come to me. It's gonna come to me. I hate it, but I hate to cut the video because then it like clips out, and I like to keep it extended, like, as in I like it in one big segment. I hate having to clip it. It was, what was it in regard to? It's really annoying when I forget the idea. So if I do indeed do this in 2 years, it will be like painful to watch the back and think, oh, this is where I was, but it will show how much I have moved on from where I was. Now, in regards to thinking up ideas, which is hugely attributed to, you know, the success of MrBeast, and he thinks up so many brilliant ideas. To be honest, like, he 100% does, but in terms of ideas, you know, most people, you know, lots of people say, oh, no, there's no more ideas, you know, there's no more good ideas for YouTube and that, it's so hard to think of them, and that, but I think, no, it's not. I've literally listed numerous ideas that would work well as MrBeast video ideas, or potentially if this channel succeeds, ideas that I could use. But the idea that, you know, there's no more ideas, it's completely stupid. MrBeast disproves it every time. It's like, for example, you might say, as of today, or this is perfect, because you would have said this 2 years ago, and it will disprove it. Even if I release this, even if I was live streaming it, and it was live, and I said, as of right now, you might say, you know, is there any other brilliant YouTube ideas you can think of? You're like, no, SuperSight, I can't think of any other ideas. And it's like, just wait, and when MrBeast releases a video in 1 or 2 days, he just disproved you. He just disproved you. He just showed, no, there are ideas. Every time he released a video, as well as many other creators, it's proving there's more and more and more ideas out there. The ideas are limitless. And for me, this thing, I reckon I got the ideas sorted. I have plenty of ideas. Ideas are never the issue for me. The big issue for me is personality. If I don't have the personality, I can't back up the idea, as well as if you, like, I don't have a team like MrBeast as of this time. Who knows if in the future I'll be able to get some awesome people to do videos with. I don't know. But it would be cool if I did. But even if I didn't, it's the ideas aren't the issue. I can sit and I'm just trying to tell you, like, you might be thinking, oh, I can't do YouTube for whatever reason. Like, for the reason of I don't have any ideas, or just as a skeptic in general, if people don't, there's no more original ideas. Just believe me, there is so many ideas to be thought of. MrBeast proves that every week when he releases a new video. So that was another thing I just wanted to point out. And I think that basically just covers this video up. I don't know if I'll do another one tomorrow or not. I don't know. If I do, I'll definitely wear my MrBeast t-shirt. I'll see about how it all goes. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hello, future me. Wait, was it? Yeah, it was a goodbye past me. No, it's hello, future me. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. And this time I actually edit the cutout so I won't have to go, ready. Anyway, MrBeast is awesome.